Hey, Philly Wonka here. Today's episode is gonna be one of the most challenging ones that I've shot because today is the first time that I'm embarking on a journey where it's just you and me in this fairly intimate setting and no fancy editing to hide anything between us. I want to discuss some things with you, things that I feel are quite important to be brought to light, but most people aren't talking about it. I have no other hidden agenda behind bringing this to light to you guys. I'm not trying to sell you a course. I'm not trying to pitch you my cohort classes. I don't have any of that. The only reason why I'm wasting my breath and getting over my fear of being in front of you guys this way is because I feel like it's important to talk about these things because very few people are. It's easy to get drowned out by the noise that's constantly there in your head and in the world around you. Think about that. Is the voice that's inside your head truly your own? Or is it just a projection of the kind of things others put in your brain? Mull over it. I know my voice is not uniquely my own. I've systemically brainwashed myself into having a certain set of beliefs and principles that I've latched onto. Now, I'm only 22. I could be very wrong right now, but what you need to have is working mechanical faith, not blind faith. Test the things that you consider your faith and see if they hold true. They can pass the test. Many of your ideas will completely shatter. Many of the beliefs that you've had will completely shatter when you put it up against a test. Most people don't want to do that because their identity is so tied down to that. Consider that for a second. I was recently introduced to this concept. It's called burning through your karma. What does that mean, burning through your karma? It means that every single one of us, we all have material desires. Things that we want that should be achieved first to then really shift that energy into achieving something else. For a lot of people, it all starts with money. You think that money can solve all of your problems. You think that if only you had X amount, will all of your problems disappear? I hate to break it to you, but misery is the true nature of the human brain. As depressing as that might sound, it truly is. The human mind loves misery. Why? Why does equilibrium always lean towards misery? Well, I cannot answer that for you. But what I do know is that every rich person says that money is not going to buy you happiness. And it's a recurring trend that I've noticed on Instagram where every time a post like that comes up, the comment section says that it's only the rich that's saying that. It's only the people with the money that's saying that. How come? Well, maybe the people with the money burned through that karma of needing that money and now they need something else to make them happy. Have you thought about that? You see, you think that money dissolves your problems, but in fact, money rains problems down on you. You might think that I'm sitting from a position of a lot of privilege and that I come from a lot of money. I don't. My childhood, well, it was very rough financially. That much I can tell you. There were times when my mom couldn't afford 200 rupees to send me to a dance class. So yeah, pretty I've seen some bad situations arise to me personally. But also I've seen the upside to it. I've seen my parents work hard and do exceptionally well for themselves, especially in the last decade. But truth be told, the money, the glamour, all of those things present more problems. Maybe not of equal magnitude because your survival is not at stake. But you ever hear of somebody that has $500 million as their net worth and they're worried about not being able to park their yacht? It's like it's so far out of your reach that you're just like, get the fuck out of my face. What do you mean you don't have a, that's what you're depressed about? Yeah, that is what they're depressed about. Of course, that's what they're depressed about. That's what matters to them most at that point of time. Like a yacht is a treasured item that not a lot of people have access to, and you need somewhere safe to park that. Yeah, of course, that should matter, right? Think about it from that point of view. It's confirmation bias that we are facing. The same way, I thought working up towards a aesthetic body would be the end all be all in terms of physical attractiveness to actually get a girlfriend. Well, guess what? No. I actually get a lot more compliments from guys, and I'm not even going to say it, but I've had more luck attracting guys than I've had attracting girls. Now, I don't swing that way, so it's not of any use to me, but there you go. The people that think that if you have a good looking body, if you have a space to yourself, if you have good speaking and delivery skills, if you have, well, everything that they lack, then you certainly must be good at the one thing they're not good at, right? It's not. It's not the case. That's something that I have a lot of karma to burn through, actually. Intimate relationships. It hurts to say that, but yeah, it's true. And a lot of you might say you're only 22. Why does it hurt so much? Because I have exhausted a lot of material karma. I have exhausted so much karma that a lot of people my age can't fathom. I've been in very dangerous situations. I've been in extremely flamboyant situations. I don't know if that's how you say it, but it's true. At the age of 22, I have a space of my own in Bombay, and I'm taking care of everything by myself. I'm cooking on my own, I'm cleaning on my own, I'm ironing the bed sheets. I've come to terms with a lot of my karma. But the one itch that I have a lot is the inability to attract a girl of similar values and similar morals and principles. It's just so difficult. And that's not to say that I haven't tried. I've tried, at least to the extent that I would consider my level best. But it clearly is never enough. With all of these spiritual teachings and all of the polarizing content that's out there, everybody sort of leads you to believe that these things are beneath you. And when you believe that for yourself, you have this tendency to leapfrog from one point to the other without actually going in a very systemic or laid out step by step manner. And what usually happens is that even if you manage to leapfrog all the way, you most often look back and wish that you had fulfilled most of that craving. And it's going to be a permanent itch. It's not the right approach to doing this thing called life. What you must truly be focused on doing is experiencing all of the things that you deeply desire, and it can be wildly different for a lot of people. And I'm talking to you, especially if you are my age or around my age, which a lot of my audience are, that you should not ignore your karma, your material desires, the things that you want to acquire. And a lot of ambitious people actually don't ignore it. They go pursue it. But if, even if you're not that ambitious, even if you feel like the craving is not that strong to go after it, you still must experience it so that you can get past not knowing what that is or not knowing what that would have been like. What's strange is that a lot of my friends that have come to my space, my home, have conveyed a certain sense of envy because they wish they had this space because they have a girlfriend, and it would be lovely to have this space and, cook together with the girlfriend, watch a movie, chill on the living room, chill on the bed, and just create wholesome experiences together. Because they've never done that. They've never had a space to themselves. And they've never had the experience of what's it like to live with a girl. I don't mean to be a dick about it, but I've burned through that karma. My first proper girlfriend was, well, we broke up more than 2 years ago, and I've had no contact with her since. But something that I truly treasure from that experience was living together with a girl. I kind of know what that is like right now. And I no longer crave to know it further. Now, does that mean that I don't want to live with a girl again? No, that's not what I mean by it. What I mean by that is that you stop anticipating for what it would be like because you kind of know it. And so you go on to fulfill bigger and better pursuits. Money is the secret to a comfortable life. Everybody knows that. We need money to satisfy our basic needs, but we also need money to make sure that we live comfortably. It's not always about meeting ends meet. And of course, the showboaty stuff, the nice car, the nice house, the trophy wife, all of that. But ask yourself, is that truly going to make you happy? And it's perfectly okay if you say yes, because that is your karma. Recognize that. Those are the things that you truly want, and you must have them. Only then can you transcend to something that's beyond that. Now you might ask, Philly, what's beyond that? Well, since I don't have these things myself, and I too kind of want them, I cannot know with 100% certainty. But I have tasted it. Pursuing your deepest curiosities is what will make you most fulfilled in your life. One of my deepest curiosities is discovering how my mind works. Because you see, the mind is this funny little thing. It's literally a system that has to figure out how the system functions using nothing but the system itself. If that slipped your mind, that's okay, because that was a lot of word salad. Try taking your hand and try to grab your hand with your hand. I mean, I can use my hand to grab this water bottle, but can you grab your own hand with your hand? No, you cannot. Notice that. Think profoundly about that. Your mind is exactly that. It's literally a hand trying to grab itself. Your mind only has the mind to figure out what this thing is. Isn't that fascinating? For me, it is. There are certain pursuits like these that I wish to burn through. before, well, truly speaking, you'll only burn through all of the karma that you want after 1,000 lifetimes. But in this life, we can burn through how much ever karma we can. And we must. Because only then will we feel like we've lived a fulfilled life. Do you wish to live a fulfilled life? Most of you are going to answer yes. And to those that won't probably have reached the end of this video. Learn to exhaust your material desires through spearheaded pursuits, not for the acquisition of those things itself, but to realize that those things were not really the ones that you thought will give you happiness, because happiness is a funny little thing. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I plan to come out with a lot more of these actually. I'm not sure if the message really conveyed. And I'm sure it was boring as hell to sit through and listen to me blabber on. But I'm just starting out, and I hope you can recognize that. And I hope that you can show me enough empathy to know that this is the thing that I truly want to do, is just putting yourself out there, your thoughts out there just for judgment, is a difficult thing to digest for me. And because of that, there's going to be obvious shortcomings because I'm always putting a guard up. But eventually, I plan to let go of that guard more and more. But nonetheless, I deeply appreciate your support. This goes without saying. I'm going to leave my Instagram right around here. And if you've reached up until now, show me a DM. Say purple zucchini. That way I know that you're from here. I'd love to chat personally with you. But that is it from me today. Billy Wonka signing out. Peace, guys.